we finally got here. And we're trying to pack up our packs, and we're kind of waiting out a little hail, rain, storm, just to get us warmed up. We're here at the West 10 Sleep Lake parking lot, and there just isn't much parking here. This is Friday afternoon on July 30th, about 1 o'clock, 2021. Okay, haven't even got out of the parking lot yet. My hat is soaking wet, I'm soaking wet. Had to throw the backpacks back in here just because we haven't even got them closed up yet. And this is a 20% chance of 4/100ths of an inch of rain according to the Garmin forecast. So I think we got 4/100ths of an inch in the last minute. And a little bit of hail. We'll try to ride it out here for a minute. See what happens. Hopefully it's just a short burst that goes on through. And still kind of wondering about the weather, although looks like clouds are clearing a little. And there's very little lightning and thunder in the area. And we just had a team meeting, and we decided that we would probably just head down the trail and see what we find, and turn around if we want, or continue on if we want. Well, the skies are clearing a little bit. We're going to be giving it the old college try. We'll see if how this works. That's West 10 Sleep Lake. And this is the trail in the first mile. And there she goes down the trail. Quite a rain, but right now it's peaceful. So here we go. Pretty spectacular country we're heading into. Just ran into some folks coming out, and they said they didn't even get rained on. And right in here there's hail drifts and lots of water puddles. We're still not very far, because that's the tailwaters of West 10 Sleep Lake way through those trees. What are you doing over there? Oh, there goes the moose. Yeah, I know. The people coming down the trail scared them. I got this on Zoom, so I'm going to try to hold it steady because it doesn't work real good. There she goes. Hopefully see more. This is the beginning of the Cloud Peak Wilderness. It's been a bit since it rained and hailed, but still a lot of hail hanging out here. It's kind of an interesting spot, and we just walking along the trail, and then this area opens up, and it's just full of these boulders. A sort of a pink color on them, and when we walk on by them, there won't be any more. It's just kind of an interesting formation. And
The fortunate thing right now is where she's heading, the sky looks like it might be clearing, and where we just came from, not so much. And the thunder and lightning keeps kind of threatening us from behind. So I hope it stays from behind and we can move forward. But anyways, this has always interested me. Doesn't look very dangerous right now, but this creek right here has been renamed by me as Turtle Creek because right down there I was upside down on my back the first time I came here with a way too heavy of a pack on, and I was here with Cody and he was up trail and I'm laying on my back like a turtle, or a bug, but like a turtle laying on its back and couldn't get up right there. So this is Turtle Creek, and what a nice area. Currently at a little over 10,000 feet. Oh boy, I've been hiking probably, I don't know the distance, but probably about 7 miles, feels like 11. And we're coming up to one of my favorite spots, is when you turn the corner here at Lake Helen, it just feels like you've hit the real wilderness. You're actually in the Cloud Peak Wilderness area, and that's where the games begin. Been kind of tough getting here, and we're not quite there yet, but we will show you the lake when we get there. Turning the corner and where I think the wilderness officially begins, right here. The first time I sat down right here and looked across this lake at those mountains, and I went, well, this is where Cloud Peak Wilderness begins. What a spot. We're tired, but she's just muscling in. She's gonna keep going. We're gonna try to get over to a campsite that we call Lakeview Camp. It's on the other end of this lake. So, even though we're tired, we're going to push on. And my knees keep buckling, but that's annoying is all it is. And right up there, with the cloud around it, is Cloud Peak. Pretty definitely moose in the neighborhood, but I don't see one right now. So, here we go. We're home. Hi, honey, I'm home. What a great place. Well, I struggled and struggled and struggled trying to figure out how to put up our rain shelter, and was exhausted and struggled and struggled and struggled. Anyway, it's there now, and that's the best I can do tonight. That's our outdoor patio. We always have a covered patio, and this is what we have tonight. The rest of our little campsite is like this. We also got a nice little area here to get out of the wind if there is any. It's pretty sheltered in here. Probably wake up in the middle of the night and find a moose sleeping with us, because right up there is like a moose highway. There's a lot of moose poo, and we've had them down in here with us before. So, and this is why we call this Lakeview Camp. It'll be beautiful in the morning. I'll shoot that later. It is. Oh.
I just had to dunk. I like.
Sunny just took a dip in this lake. She's over there drying off. This is Lake Helen, and it's a beautiful lake. And as you probably have guessed so far, that I'm about up to my neck in this lake, and she's a little chilly to get in, but not bad. And it's kind of a tradition that you got to take a dip in the lake when you get up here, and we just did. Oh, once you get used to the ice cold water, it's probably pretty good for you. It feels good. I could probably video talk down here better than up on there because the wind's breezy and it's too noisy. I was going to make a video talking about what we did yesterday, but we'll do that later, or maybe now. Who cares? This is a pretty good backdrop. Behind me, let's see if I can find it. Up through those trees there, way off in the distance is Cloud Peak. That's what we intend to climb tomorrow. That's the plan. Yesterday we drove 4 hours to West Ten Sleep Lake trailhead. Then we backpacked 4 hours to Lake Helen, and it was all the exercise I needed at this point. We're taking kind of a relaxed camp day today. We're going to go hike up to Misty Moon Lake for some climatization and get to bed early tonight, and then get up at dark 30. And we determined that we'd leave our base camp here, even though we have to walk about 2 miles until we start climbing, because just leaving your weight behind felt good and made sense to us. So that's what our plan is at this point, is to kind of take an easy day today, day 2, and see if we can get to the summit of Cloud Peak tomorrow. So I'm enjoying my little swim. Time to get out and dry off. Okay, we're up and we're kind of at them. The lake is just like glass. We got up at 4. It's 5 now. We're getting ready to head down the trail. We've had a few minor difficulties, but it's all working out. You get up and your water's overflowing. Your headlights light must got left on, so it was dead, and the camp stove won't light for coffee. The battery's dead on this camera. And other than that, things are working out pretty. Beautiful morning, and we're going to hit the trail here shortly after we have a little bit of food. And this one probably won't show up, but challenging morning, but we couldn't ask for better weather, and it's going to be great. I think I better shut the... We got on trail about 5:45. We're now at Marion Lake, and we got our little friend, the moose, right here on trail. Bull moose, young one. Having himself some breakfast. Just an extremely beautiful morning. I hope this film will show how nice it is. And right up there is Cloud Peak. That's where we're heading. There it is, straight ahead. We are going to hopefully be standing on the top of that mountain here in a little while. Seems like a long ways away. And that's because it is. Good morning from Misty Moon Lake. 6:30, July 30, or August 1st. There's a tent right up there. Well, three of them actually. Took us 45 minutes to get here from Lake Helen. There's the target. I don't know if the light's good enough, but there's several people that packed all the way into here, I assume, to climb Bomber, Cloud Peak, or both. And there goes my coach going down the trail. Down there is a lake that's been named Brody Lake because my son and I decided to camp down there 9 years ago. And we named it Brody Lake. His name is Cody and mine is Bruce, so Brody. And we also invented the hardest possible way you can go to get up to there, because we took off and headed out on a direct route up that mountain, not knowing that it's going to drop way off on the other side of that mountain. And then we had to go back up again. And it was all scrambled from the get-go. But we made it. And then we came down in the dark. My prescription sunglasses weren't doing me any good because couldn't see what I was doing. So that was 9 years ago. Been here a few times since then. And it's worth it. We're heading for down there in this valley where we can get to, I think it's called Painted Rock Creek, and go up, head up by the waterfall there. What we have to do now, unfortunately, is go down there before we can go up there. There's a waterfall right down there. We'll go up right above that waterfall and begin climbing. And Sunny is heading out. She's not waiting for me. Currently at about 10,200 feet at what we call the waterfall at Painted Rock Creek. And let the games begin, because we're going to go up to about 3,000 more feet to the top of Cloud Peak, and there's going to be a whole lot of this going on. There's a mama moose up there with a baby. So we're about to do some serious climbing. We're going to go down along here, up there. Then there's a big old gap through the rocks that gets steep, and just some real boulder scramble starts. Try to get a video of that. And then we'll get into the bowl. Still working our way up this gap in the rocks so that we can get into the bowl. We're taking frequent breaks because today we're going to climb over 3,000 feet of boulder scramble mostly. So that's, I call this the entrance to Jurassic Park. So we got to go up there, and then there's a lot more of the same. Still climbing, sucking wind. Now we're to what I call the bowl. Probably can see why I call it the bowl. We gotta get down in there. A little bit of snow down here. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to go down there and take a break and get some water up. Then we're going to go up that way. And that's certainly not the summit. That's a long ways away. That's the beginning of the boulder scramble. And then we'll try to get up and find the glacier fields up above, which makes it easier walking. Our next move is down there to them waterfalls. Now we're in the middle of the bowl. Going to take a little break and get some water because there is some kind of a neat area right here. We went where the people are down there. We came through that gateway, Jurassic Park opening. We hugged the cliff along there we went to our right at the time. Then we figured our way through the boulders into here, snuck through the marsh, and now we're about to take a break and get some water. And then when we get up to there, there's still a long ways to go. It's worth the challenge. We're near the top of the bowl, taking a little break, which is a super good idea. It looks like some smoke's rolling in from fires in Canada, I guess, but it's not bad, can't even smell it. We're just under 12,000. When we get to that ridge, we'll be at 12, and then we'll have a pretty good run at it if we can find that glacier field. That's what I call them. And way in the distance, like we can see Cloud Peak right there. So, been at this a while. We did find a lot of good routes up without a whole lot of boulder scramble. We basically followed the water and the grass and avoided a lot of boulders. As usual, there wasn't a whole lot of filming going on when it got tough down there, but we skipped a lot of the tough because, just advice to the beginners, when you're in that bowl, you want to kind of go up the middle of it, follow the grass when you can. When you get up about halfway, you got to look for the grass to the right, and then when you get up a little ways there, you got to kind of veer to the left, and then if you do that, you'll hopefully find your way into this area. I call it a glacier field, and the reason it's a good place to get to is you're not over there climbing up in boulders, or over there in even worse boulders. You're in here walking on this. So that's advice to anybody that's going to try Cloud Peak. I hope I described that right so I can save you some boulder scramble. Still climbing, and more advice for beginners. When you think you've gained the ridge, you haven't. Because a long time ago I talked about gaining the ridge. I was down there. But if you can gain the ridge in the right spot, that ridge, and follow this grassy area up, stay to the snowfield, I think is always here. Stay right close to it, and then you got to veer away from it to get to where we're standing right now. Over there's too much boulders, over there's too much boulders, and this is the ridge we're trying to gain, right here. And when we get up to this, when we do gain this ridge, we'll see our destination, which is Cloud Peak. We're about to gain this ridge. another advice to beginners, see that stack of rocks? It's called a cairn. You keep looking forward. People who have been here will help you get there. Also, right here's a monumental spot in your journey, because right up there is where we're going to be here in a little bit. We're going to summit Cloud Peak. And if you come this way, you get into these glacier fields, and your hiking is so much easier than staying in the boulders. Over there, we're going to get into boulders, because that's the beginning of the saddle. But we're going to go left here a little and follow easy walk, and then we're going to go into the saddle and go across, and then we're going to summit this thing. Way down there's where we got water. That lake over there is Lake Solitude. The one little one way over that way.
Oh, yeah.
And this one here
Marion?
is, let's see, what is it?
Is that Marion or is it
Misty
Helen?
Moon, or Marion, or Helen, I'm not sure. We're seeing a long ways here. All right, we're going to Cloud Peak. Right now we're trying to get up on the top of the saddle. We're kind of finding a pretty good route. A little bit of boulder scrambling. Over there's Bomber Mountain. I believe the plane crashed right in between those two peaks there. I've been on top of that one too, and so is Sunny. And now she's going to go up here and help me find the saddle. And then we always think of the Aerosmith song when we get there. You can see it right through there, Tammy, if you look. See the glacier field right there?
Yeah.
That's where we're heading. But we gotta go up and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta climb this thing and then go in through there, and then we gotta find our way to the top. There's Cloud Peak. We are sitting at the beginning of the, well, and there's the saddle. We got to cross that and go up to the top of that ridge. We are sitting in the beginning of the saddle, and we just went through a pretty good boulder scramble. Not much videoing when you're doing the tough boulder scrambles, but that's the way it is. Climbing stuff like that kind of takes your concentration. So now we're taking a little break. Over my shoulder is Bomber Mountain. Behind me is a cliff that drops off about who knows how many 100 feet. And we're tired, but I think we're so far in we're probably going to end up at the summit. Next thing we're going to do after this break is go across that saddle, find our way up. There's several ways up, but some are easier than others. It's been a good journey. We found a lot of nice routes to avoid the boulders. And we found some boulders here on the way to the saddle. She just walked right along that ridge, and down there is a long ways down.
Don't look down.
The challenge, but we're about to summit this. We got lost in the boulders.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We got lost in the boulders. Okay, this time we really did it. Those folks are not on the highest point. This is the highest point. Right here. This is the summit of Cloud Peak. Footage, but wasn't very long ago I was going to give up because we were lost in the boulders. But here we stand at the summit of Cloud Peak. Tammy really was a trooper hanging in here. We made it. Got to get a picture and then go. On the way down, trying to figure our way out of here. It's easier getting down and seeing your way than coming up. Coming up, the boulders like block your view, and it's really easy to get off in the wrong direction. Now going down, we're kind of seeing where we want to go. Back to the saddle down there, and across the saddle. Then we got to get down and get into that bowl and go back to those lakes where we came from. And she's up there trying to figure out where we should go because it gets really easy to get lost in this boulder scrambling. Way in the distance, some people sitting up on kind of the peak, not the summit. And way, 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 way down by those lakes is where we got to get. Had like a really easy navigating day on the way up until we got across the saddle, and then we just kind of got struggling. Then we got tired and frustrated a little bit, but we made it. Thought I was going to give up on the thing like less than 200 feet from the top, but we didn't, and we made it. So, got to get back safe and sound. Here we go. Follow that girl. Part of what this is all about is figuring out this scramble. So she's trying to find our way down to solid ground and get us out of these boulders right now. She's doing a damn good job of it. Once we get down to where you can kind of walk between the boulders, that's groovy. And when you do it down this way we missed it on the way up. We had to come way too close to this cliff. And we really should have just stayed the course, but we went around a little bit and kind of got sidetracked. But we were looking up at that and trying to figure out how to get up it. So, where we went wrong. Okay, we've made it to sort of semi-solid ground. We are going to follow this ridge down through the saddle, go across the saddle, then we got to boulder scramble down and find our way home. Quite a view here. Thought I'd film it a little more than I would. There's them lakes over there. One waterfall falls down to that lake, and then it goes into that lake, and then it falls into that lake, and then it goes down through there. I don't know the names of the lakes. They end up down by that waterfall that we climbed up on this morning. Okay. And there she goes. She's heading home. There's a box of wine and a half a bottle of blackberry brandy waiting to celebrate this journey. We aren't going to fool around anymore. Okay, go walking, I'll just follow you.
Okay.
Okay, the really cool news is when you get down off of the saddle, if you go off of the saddle and veer right along the canyon wall, you'll come down into this, I call it a glacier field. And it's much easier, less dangerous walking. Then we'll go up here and veer to the right and go down into the bowl. You don't be stealing my food.
Huh?
I'm talking to this guy over here.
Oh, hello. Here are my mitts. Here are my mitts.
What are you doing? You getting enough to eat?
Yeah, he's going. I'll wait till you.
Okay, so you make sure it's safe for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Looks worse than
I think you need to send a helicopter for me. We've been through worse. I think you got this.
Yeah. Trying to decide if I go straight there. Yeah. Yeah, I go straight here. Then.
Good move.
Rock climbing training. Oh,
All right.
rock climbing there.
So, I guess that's how it's done. Ta-da! Well, almost back to camp. This is the lake down there. That's Lake Marion. The next lake is where we're camped at Lake Helen. Wow, didn't think we'd summit, but we did. It was really getting difficult in the boulders, but had a very successful day. Kind of started before the sun came up, and that sun is behind a cloud right now, but it's about to go down, and we probably got a half a mile to go yet, maybe a little more. And it seems like a long, long ways to go at this point. I don't know, I haven't looked at the clock, but I'm sure it's going to be a 12-hour sucker. We'll see. There she goes. She's really happy to be home. We actually made it. It's a super long day, but we made it. We almost never die. And there's home sweet home. Wow. Left here, we got moose. I think we got moose. I think we got moose. We got bullwinkle. There's our neighbor. That old boy is about 50 feet from our campsite. Having my morning coffee in the Bighorns. Okay, goodbye, Lake Helen. Yeah, I campsite straight across there to the right of the green tent.
Mm-hmm.